Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? I know it's been a while since I've been live, but I have been had a lot of going on. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I told myself that I was going to do a live before 2024 ends, so here I am. I just want to say, um, in 2024, everybody is not going to cross over with you. Who is supposed to cross over with me in 2025 and who am I'm supposed to release in 2025, there's no democracy. God is going to bless your 2025. Everybody cannot go with you in 2025. If I'm not reading you guys' comments, I'm trying to keep my focus. And thank you, Gamma, for coming in. I'm trying to keep my focus on the message that God gave me. So if I'm not reading your comments, bear with me because I'm going to do my commentary because I'm still learning how to chew gum and ride the bike. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and let people know that who you started with in 2024 is not necessarily mean that they're coming into your 2025. We was created as humans to be above average. God never intended for the success in our lives to be measured by the opinion of others. We could never become what we born to be by remaining where we are. Sometimes God will remove us out of our comfort zone that we are able to fly. The thrill of flying is always begin with the fear of falling. What I'm trying to say, everybody is not going to understand that God is taking you from glory to glory. They're not going to understand the next chapter of your life. It's not because you moving different. Everybody can't come with you. What God has for you in 2025 is for you. It's not for everybody. God wants to take you from glory to glory. And he knows that whoever you started with, if they fell off, that's because God is reinventing your circle. He wants the people in your circle who's going to launch you forward and remove the people who's going to hold you back. What God has for you is only for you. He wants to take you from glory to glory. He wants you to trust him in all his ways. People are resource. They are not your source. God is your source. People are resource. We can't put people in God's place. God has greater things for us in 2024. He wants a new beginning. He wants to reinvent us. He wants to reinvent the people in our circle. He wants to bring the people that's going to motivate us, that's going to know if we moving different because God is doing something in our lives. We got to trust God. Wherever he's taken us, believe me, it's to a better place. And whoever he dropped off, it's because they're not going to understand the calling on your life. It's been people that's been in your circle for 30 years and going into your 2025. It's people that's leaving a job for 30 years and they're going to start reinventing themselves to start a new, be an entrepreneur. People ain't going to understand. People are not going to understand that you're walking at a 5-year relationship. They're not going to understand. People are not going to understand why you now encouraging people and you're not talking about people. They're not going to understand. It's not because you moving different. It's because God's plan for your life has changed. God wants to take you to glory. And a lot of times, people are not going to understand your transformation, your calling, the reason why God got you where he got you. I think about God had to get me to a place in my life and it was at the end of the year. And I remember he had to take me to a place and you're really going to find out who your friends are. You're going to find out who your friends are when you go through trials. You really going to find out, you're going to find out who's there for you and who's not there for you. I really found out who my friends was when I went through this transformation that God was trying to take me to glory to glory. And he was trying to tell me, look, everybody ain't coming with you. Everybody's not going to understand what I'm doing in your life. And I remember it was a short period of time. And God said, I need to get you from A to B. And when it transpired, it was like clockwork. I was on this really good job. I had a nice car. I had a nice place. But God said, no, I need to use you. And I planned on being on that job for the rest of my life. I plan on retiring from that job. I had just bought that car. I had a nice place, but God had other plans for my life. He had other plans that he needed to do in my life. He needed to see me for who he was. And he didn't need me to be distracted. He needed me to get the right people in my circle because he reinvented my circle. The people that I started with, I didn't end with. And that's what he did with Abraham. When he took Abraham to the promised land, he told Abraham, he said, I don't want you to bring nobody with you. Where I'm taking you, can't nobody come. And he told Abraham, he said, don't bring Lot, because he knew Lot was going to be a lot of trouble. He said, especially don't bring Lot, because God told Abraham, Lot is lazy and Lot's going to hold you back. And what did he do? He brought Lot. And what did Lot do? Lot was a lot of trouble when God told him, don't bring Lot. So God is trying to position some people. Just because they started, like I keep saying, just because they started with you, it don't necessarily mean that they're going to end with you. And it's not that you move in difference. Everybody ain't going to understand the calling that's on your life. Everybody ain't understand when God is trying to take you to glory to glory. Everybody ain't understand why God is trying to reposition you. Everybody is not going to understand why God is trying to launch you forward and he's trying to get rid of the people that's holding you back. God needs to reinvent you in order for you to move into the next chapter and be able to grab the audience that you need to come with you. God had to reinvent me. He had to reinvent my life. First of all, he took away my car. He took away my job that I plan on retiring. He took away my place. I found myself with absolutely nothing, but it was towards the end of the year. But God wanted to take me to glory to glory. So I found myself living in a hotel with me and my 3 kids. And I asked God, why me? He said, why not you? But he had a purpose and he had a plan for my life. And that's when I found out that everybody was not my friend. Everybody was not going into my next chapter of my life. The people who I thought was going to be there, they was not there. God was wanting me to see that he wanted to put people in my life that was going to be in my harvest season as well as in my drought season. He wanted people to be there positioning you. And sometimes he positioned your whole circle. And I remember saying, Lord, why me? He said, why not you? And I remember that I had to find a job real fast because he left the comforter. He left my 3 kids because they was the ones who encouraged me. Even when I was sitting in that hotel and I knew I only had a month's rent for that hotel. And I said, Lord, I got to find a job real quick. And I remember looking in the paper and I remember seeing that when I'm saying God was reventing me, because I ain't never did sales in my life. And I remember looking in the paper and I seen this sale job. And I said, Lord, I got to find it. And it was immediate hiring on that job. And I remember calling, they told me to come down for an interview. They interviewed me. And then they told me to come back for orientation. And I remember going back to orientation. And I remember when I got there, everybody in the class was in there got an award. I didn't get nothing. They was talking about the people that was going to graduate from the class and was going to be really top sellers. They didn't even acknowledge me in the class. And I remember walking out that door and I remember getting in my car and tears was rolling down my face. And I was like, Lord, why me? Why are you doing this to me, Lord? You know I got these kids, Lord. You know I'm living in a hotel, Lord. You know I got to find a place for these kids, Lord. You got to move. And I remember God telling me the last should be the first and the first should be the last. I didn't understand what God was trying to tell me, what God was doing in my life, but I knew God was doing something. And I not only was God doing something, God was taking me to a place that everybody that I thought was my friend, they wasn't coming because they was not going to understand. They was not going to stand. I didn't have nobody to call. I didn't have nobody that was my friend. They was my friend when I had everything. But when I came into my drought season, I couldn't call nobody. It was just me and God. And that's the way God wanted it to be because he was reventing my circle of putting the right people in my path that was going to be there for me, that was going to elevate me to the next level, was going to understand the transformation that God was making in my life, was understand what God was taking me from glory to glory. So I remember coming back. Everybody, like I said, got an award. I didn't get nothing. I remember driving home and God said the last should be the first and the first should be the last. Not only did I have my back up against the wall, I had a bucket. I had to buy this bucket car and I could only go through the back streets. I remember only going through the back streets to get to the job. And I remember getting to the job because now I got to concentrate because not only did I have to take the back roads, I had to take my kids to work with me. So they're sitting down in the car and I'm upstairs trying to work and concentrate on what's going on and then concentrate on selling this product. And I remember going down, seeing my kids in the car. And I remember God telling me, he said, I remember going down, seeing my kids. And as I was coming up the elevator, God said, the last should be the first and the first should be the last. I never forget that. He said, I need you to get yourself together because I need to use you on this job. I need to take you from glory to glory. I became the number one salesperson on that job. I'll never forget it. The number one salesperson on that job. God elevated me to another job that another job heard about me. That's when I say God revenge your circle through friends that I met on that job to be able to push me to my next level that God had for me. Everybody that say they love Jesus doesn't love God. Everybody on this app doesn't trust God. It's a lot of people on this app that got a form of godliness denying the power. Everybody don't understand Jesus' plan for their life. Everybody don't understand that God is taking people in different directions. And a lot of times people want to hold them back. Everybody don't, it's not that you moving different, it's that God's trying to get you to a particular place in a particular amount of time because he sees the potential in you that other people don't see. He sees the glory in you, and sometimes other people don't see the glory. Like I said, everybody on this app does not belong to God. Everybody on this app does not have a relationship with God. Everybody on this app name is not written in the book of life. Everybody on this app, you cannot put your trust in. You have to put your trust in God. People are resource. God is your source. People don't understand your calling that God has on your life. I had to find out that real quick in life. I had to know that I had to find out what my purpose was for and what God was using me for this app. Because wherever you start on his app does not necessarily mean that you're going to end that way. You can reinvent yourself. You can change your surroundings. You can change your calling, your direction of your channel. Don't let nobody put you in a box. God said in his house, there's many mansions. God said he prepared a place for you. You can't let what happened stop you from where you're going. You can't let people dictate your future. You got to let God dictate your future. You got to trust God in all you're getting. You always got to get an understanding of why you are on this app. What's your purpose? What are you doing to bring God people closer to him? What are you sharing to encourage people that God is able to do abundantly, exceedingly all things? We got to trust God in our harvest season and we got to trust God in our drought season. God's purpose in our lives is to elevate us and to encourage other people and to pour into other people's lives. We got to trust him to know that God is the author and the finisher of our faith. We got to trust him to know that whatever he puts in front of us, he's going to make a way to bless it and to build it up. And whatever he takes out of our life, we got to trust him that he has the right decision of what he's doing. We can't be like Lot. When God takes something out of our lives, we can't be like Lot's wife. God told Lot's wife when he was destroying Solomon and Gomorrah, he said, Lot, wife, do not look back. He said, if you look back, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt. And the minute that Lot's wife looked it back, she turned into a pillar of salt. Some things are destined. Sometimes people are in your life for a season, and that's it. That's all they in your life for. We have to enjoy what they there for, and we have to push forward of what we left behind, because we will get stuck if we don't continue to keep our eye on the prize, and God is the prize. God is our answer. God is our solution. God is our well-being to be alive. We got to trust him in season as well as out of season. I just want to come on and say that because it was on my heart. I've been trying to come live for a long time, and I've been saying, Lord, give me the words to say to encourage somebody that their 2025 is going to be greater than their 2024. We still gotta push forward for the mark. So I just wanted to come on because I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. I say to myself every time I go live, I get anxiety because I be like, oh Lord, I got to go live. I don't know why it's so fearful me to go live, but pray for me that I'm able to get out of that and be, and actually do what God called me to do. I'm working on that. I can talk to people outside this app, but once you get on this app, you got to, it's hard. It's really hard. So I just wanted to say that, encourage people. I just want to tell you guys to have a blessed new year. And I'm praying for everybody. And I'm praying that everybody have a better 2025 than they had 2024. God bless you. Happy New Year. Thank you for coming in. Please push the like button and please stay encouraged in 2025. God bless you. Thank you, Dimples, for coming in. Thank you, DJ Tracy. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Gamma. Thank you guys for listening to my word. You guys have a blessed night. Happy New Year to you guys. Love you guys. See you guys later. Right. Nothing that I wanted to say.